And by the way, it's not the minister's number, so I'm not violating any privacy here. But this number for us, as I said, it's a novel mobile number, but for over 9.5 crore Andhra population, people living there, domiciled at Andhra, this is a gateway to enormous amount of government services and access in their WhatsApp. So through WhatsApp, the platform was in Manomitra. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Manomitra platform is able to engage with the citizens in more than now 700, more than 1,000 services across more than 36 departments, I expect. And this is one-stop shop, or I said a gateway to the people of Andhra Pradesh to access their IDs, their property tax certificates, their caste certificates, education halls, bus tickets, healthcare services, and everything. So I think the Manomitra platform has been a transformational development in the development of Andhra Pradesh as a state. And it was initiated by the minister just about a year back, I suppose. So I think the theme of the Public Policy Festival, what we are doing today, is very much in line with what the minister is initiating in the state. So my first question I would think about for the minister would be that, you have deployed technology extensively for governance in Andhra Pradesh. And we here, outside of the state, we always follow the model of Andhra Pradesh when it comes to any kind of tech interventions in all aspects, but especially also in governance. So can you give us a sense of the outlook towards tech-enabled governments, where we stand right now? What do you think are the possibilities going forward with the advent of new technologies, with blockchain 2.0 and so on and so forth, and some of the initiatives that have been very impactful?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. You pretty much answered the first question with explaining about Manomitra, so I'll not go back to it. But in Andhra Pradesh, we use technology as an enabler to sort of take not only policies to the citizen, but actually look at how we can serve them better. While other states have different maturity levels, Andhra, I believe, is a bit ahead on the curve. If you look at a few examples, I mean, we can go about it all day, but I would like to give a few specific examples of what we are trying to do in Andhra Pradesh. If anyone has followed Mr. Naidu's, our Chief Minister's speech pre-2024 election, he's been talking about skill census. While the entire country has been talking about caste census, he's been talking about skill census. And then after we were elected, he gave the task to me. And like a typical politician, I went about saying, let's do this traditional way of doing a census. I did it in my constituency, Mangalgiri, and rest assured we fell flat. We can't really assess skills across close to about 400 odd traits and the amount of depth that it requires. Then came the entire discussion of how can we use conversational AI as the base to do what I call a skill assessment. Census is a very far-fledged word, at least skill assessment, the level at which they are. So think about it like any job portal on steroids, where it's not only about supply and demand aggregation, but we are now using conversational AI to assess the skill level of a carpenter, of an AC mechanic or a lift mechanic. This is the power of technology. We just launched it. We are just about completing our pilot. Before India hosts the AI conference, I think in March, we expect at least about 500,000 youngsters to actually be assessed. Two, we are using the same portal to do mock interviews, where we can enable our children who just finished their collegiate education to actually sort of get these mock interviews, tests, and how can they be confident when they go for an interview, because this is probably one of the very first interviews that they're doing in their life. So this is one example of how we are able to use AI and technology far better and really solving true problems. And that's something that we've sort of set ourselves apart. In terms of land records is something that plagues India. It's a huge challenge for us, quality of a land records. Andhra is no different. Governments are to be blamed. We come out with reforms which we think will transform it, and we end up actually hurting it more than we've sort of changed. That's where we believe now technology like blockchain can help us. So we are in the process now to bring all land records onto blockchain, where there is traceability, because historically technology has been used to change titles overnight for a period of 24 hours and then revert it. So these are things that we've also struggled with as a state, and that's where blockchain is being used. Government services being delivered. Yes, 1,000 services are on a single WhatsApp number, and I believe that's just the beginning. I call it, we're testing the water, where generative AI can actually be used to deliver better services.
And with a familiar platform.
With a very familiar platform, India runs on WhatsApp, my life runs on WhatsApp, and we can actually build this out. And this is where I believe what Andhra is doing is actually creating a platform tomorrow that we can actually take it to the national level. And that's the kind of work that we're doing. And this is just the beginning of what I believe that technology and governance can truly transform things.
Wonderful. Now, since you mentioned the land issue, I think when in the last 1 year, we have been a lot of news flashes we received that Google is attracted to Andhra Pradesh, TCS was attracted to Andhra Pradesh. So I don't want to ask you about the secret sauce, what got them there. But in terms of the policy that you have adopted, especially the lift policy, if you can elaborate a bit on that, how and as you rightly pointed out, that land acquisition and land records have been a big bottleneck for our development. So how Andhra Pradesh is looking at that, being a state subject, Andhra Pradesh, what policies Andhra Pradesh has adopted, whether technology interventions have been used there to enable such large corporates to enter the market, enter the state and have the right access when it comes to land, and land should not become a bottleneck. I think that has been your flagship policy.
So 2 questions, I'll answer the first one. Why Andhra Pradesh? 3 distinct reasons. One, we have a leadership with proven track record. Mr. Naidu, our Chief Minister, requires no introduction. He's built Cyberabad, he's doing that magic all over again in Andhra Pradesh, this time decentralized. Number 1. Number 2, speed of doing business. So once we agree that a project is going to be done in Andhra Pradesh, it no longer is an entrepreneur's project, it becomes a shared vision. So we live, we dream, we work with them in terms of execution. That's how we got ArcelorMittal to do India's largest steel plant in Andhra Pradesh, Google's data center project, and various other initiatives. Third, we have double engine bullet train sarkar. Yeah. Quite a few governments have double engine sarkars, we have double engine bullet train sarkar. So we have Namo, Naidu ji and Modi ji together. So both of them together are there. That's why I say we have double engine bullet train sarkar, and we're able to positively move policy at the national level in the interest of the nation and the state. And this is not new to our party. Though we are a regional party, we've always had India at heart. Yes. If you look at the way we worked with Vajpayee ji, under his leadership, Mr. Naidu contributed a lot in terms of policy reform at the federal level, central government level. And this is the same role we are playing all over again under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So 3 distinct reasons why we are able to attract investments. Coming to lift policy, this has been I must say, a mildly controversial policy. This is a bold decision. And this is where all of you should really look at things in a very hard way. So when I became the IT minister, whenever I used to meet an entrepreneur, they used to say, yes, you have talent. Yes, you'll give me water, you'll give me power, I understand that. Yes, Andhra has land, but Andhra's land is expensive. And this was one conversation I had in last Davos with Cognizant. And they said, see, I would love to come to Visakhapatnam, but your land is expensive. I know you have land, but it's expensive. So what can you do for me? So I took Ravi, the CEO, to the side and said, I'll do it in 99 paise. And this did not back then have the backing of my chief minister. But I knew that if I clinch Cogsy, he will agree to it. So this was my promise to Ravi, saying that I'll give it to you at 99 paise. It's not a lease. It is not per acre. It's whatever extent of land you need. And we have a rule, we have to create 500 jobs for every acre of land we give. As long as you deliver on that promise, I'll give it to you at 99 paise. I went to the cabinet. I fought for it. My chief minister challenged me saying, just because you give land at 99 paise, do you think you can land companies? I said, I believe it. I fought for that initiative. As a one-off, we did it for Cognizant, and that opened floodgates. And then I realized that quickly we need a policy now. It needs a framework. Because we've done that for IT companies. Whilst other companies like ArcelorMittal has taken land at market value. So it's about the kind of jobs that you create. Because see, IT, for every IT job, there are 5 indirect jobs that get created. So it's a huge economic multiplier in that sense. Whilst other companies have different ratios in terms of economic activity they can do. Another company that we've done this with is in space. There's a company where they came and the entrepreneur said, we can't do it at this price, but you should give it to us at lower price. We did it. Because we believe that they were the catalyst for the entire space city ecosystem. So this is where, as all of us are here discussing about policy, it requires a certain amount of boldness and your ability to back that policy. And the beauty is policies are already stood the test of judiciary. So there were people who went to the court, filed a public interest litigation, and the court threw it out saying that it is in the interest of public. And now there's a clear policy in place. So that's what makes, again, Andhra Pradesh very unique and the leadership of Mr. Naidu very unique.
Brilliant.